So I'm already sure before I even mention this, well, you saw the title, okay? A good portion of people already knew about this. I'm just giving my opinion on where I think this would go. So look, this comes from comicbook.com. If you want, cbr.com, check this place out. But in all honesty, you could probably find this article almost anywhere. Normally, I would link these articles, but I'm telling you, these things aren't anywhere. You could literally look this up, just Google this, and you'll find a ton of people talking about it. But basically, there was an interview, and in that interview, it was asked if Zack Snyder would be interested in doing an anime, in doing a movie of an anime. And he basically said, yeah, that he watches it with his kid. His kid is basically too young to watch animation, but they watch it anyway. And that's the way he referred to it, by the way. I would consider that. I mean, if it came around, but definitely I would do an anime remake or live action. That would be fun because I love animation and I've been watching a fair amount. I watch a ton of anime with my kid who's too young to watch it, but we watch it anyway. So let's get that first part out of the way real quick. You watch it with your kid who's too young to watch it? Like, I don't know how young your kid is, okay? I don't know, as if I'm actually talking to him, as if this channel ever had a hope of being that big. But I don't really know what that means. Some anime, very much, I guess you wouldn't watch it with a kid, but like, I was watching Dragon Ball Z when I was pretty damn young. And before that, I remember watching like Gatchaman. And so, like, I grew up in a time where anime had just kind of got here. And, like, you were finding it on, like, the Sci-Fi Channel. Some of that anime, I admit, yeah, it's probably not something I was supposed to watch. Vampire Hunter D, maybe way too young when I seen it. Things of that nature. But, like, I remember things like Robotech when I was very young. Like, I was still playing the Super Nintendo. It was easily, like, 1990-something, like 92 or something like that when I saw that. And then, of course, there's Dragon Ball Z. I was watching that with my best friend years back when it was on Fox Kids at like 6 a.m. And I would sometimes get up early enough and get my stuff together and walk down to his place because we walked to school together and we'd watch it. So, like, that's what I mean. Like, I've been seeing anime for a long time, so I don't know about your kid is too young to watch it. Just gauge what it is you're actually showing them. But we're not here to talk about that. We're not here to talk about what the proper age is for anime. We're here to talk about whether Zack Snyder should do an anime. And definitely, I don't know why, but it's been brought up that he would consider doing Dragon Ball Z. That's specifically the article and rumor that I keep seeing around. I hope not. I'm just going to say it. I hope not. I really, really hope that does not happen. Look, first off, they've already screwed up Dragon Ball Z hard here in America. Hard. And you know, they haven't exactly knocked it out of the park with any of their other anime adaptations. Hell, it's only recently that we seem to be getting a slight, and I'm gonna put this in hard quotations, guys. It's just now that we're starting to do decent video game movies. I was going to say comic books is so big right now. Look, we're doing comic books like crazy, and now we're proving that we can do them. Sometimes we still mess them up, yes, but when good comic book movies happen, good comic book movies happen. There's no denying that. But like anime, I still haven't seen any proof that we're touching that subject with any kind of decency. And I also haven't seen any kind of proof that we're really handling video games yet. And now here Zack comes along, and for all the wonderfulness of Zack Snyder, and I get it, okay, I'm not trying to say he's a bad director, but guys, he's really good at recycling material and not making that material work. I'm sorry. If he's one of your favorite directors, if you're all dick hard about the frickin' Snyder cut, then that's great for you. But primarily what I have seen when he takes over a comic book project is he looks at imagery or finds one book that basically everybody knows that he can like identify with, and he reads that one book and then he shapes it in a way that he thinks is cool. Everybody puts their own spin on things. This is true. When you get a director or a writer, they normally are influenced by something, and especially if they're doing adaptations, which I keep seeing that from Zack Snyder. He keeps taking properties, like most recently, we're going to talk about the Batman v Superman. Like, he just took The Dark Knight. He took The Dark Knight Returns, and he just kind of adapted it and was like, see, it looks like that. I've got scenes right from that. It's basically that. And it's not. It's not. It's not. A way better version of Batman v Superman is just to watch the animated feature, the 2-part of The Dark Knight Returns. Just watch that. Just watch that. Just watch it. Because what he did... I'm sorry. I watched the movie. I enjoyed it for what it was. But when everything is said and done, I do not normally go out of my way to put that movie in. I don't, because it's not good. It is not a go-to film in any way whatsoever for me. I own it. I've watched it maybe 4 times. I watched it once on my own when I seen it in theaters. I watched it again when I heard there was a different version of it. So I went and I got the Blu-ray and watched the first version and was like, yeah, it's not quite, it isn't really that good. I was right. Then I heard there's a different version, so yeah, I bought it on 4K to check out this new extended version that makes it so much better. It made it better. Not leaps and bounds, this is the best Batman movie ever better. The parts that work so well. But that overall, that movie's not good. And then I seen it a 4th time when one of my buddies was like, I haven't seen that movie yet. I heard a lot of stuff about it. I'm like, well, we're not doing anything. We'll watch it. And we watched it. And I was like, that Batman shit? Yes. Most of the rest of that movie, I wasn't digging on. The Wonder Woman at the end is phenomenal. But for the most part, it's not that good of a movie. And for the most part, I'm tending to realize that most of the stuff I'm seeing from Zack Snyder is just repurposed material done poorly. And that makes me not want him to do a Dragon Ball movie. I don't know where his movie would take place, but like since he picks his favorite storylines, would we just start the Dragon Ball Z as they were going to Frieza? With like a hard backstory about all our friends were killed and we're going to Namek? Is that his favorite part? Because that's the part he wants to do, is his favorite part. He doesn't want to world build and reach that part in a way that makes sense. Batman v Superman should have been at the end. Should have been near the end of all this stuff. We should have had a Batman movie. We should have had a Superman movie. We did. I'm not a huge fan of it, but we did, and it was passable. We should have had a Batman movie. Then we should have had a Wonder Woman movie. Then we should have built off that aspect into the Justice League movie. Then come back to do the Aquaman movie, and followed up with things like the Flash movie, and then presented things, political things, that were kind of crashing down around us and causing certain issues, and then Batman could have retired. He could have been forced into retirement for whatever reason, for whatever was going on. And it literally could have come down to another movie where something happens and then the government starts saying the vigilante stuff needs to stop, and then Superman steps in to stop the vigilante stuff, and Batman repurposed that concept for Batman being like, I ain't going into retirement, and there's no way you're going to make me. Okay, the foundation is laid. We now have a bunch of movies that set a foundation that build up the characters that allow us to know that Batman knows these weaknesses and he believes this and Superman believes that, and they haven't seen eye to eye on every movie. And look, would it have taken us a decade or more, maybe 12, 13 years to get to Justice League? Yes. But would it have been worth it? Hell yes. Just jumping in because you want to do your favorite thing, you want to repurpose your favorite thing and make it happen is a bad fucking idea. Batman did not need to be part of the Superman movie to be introduced. Batman should have been his own movie. There should have been a situation that brought an older Batman out of retirement. And then collided with Superman because Superman doesn't like that brand of justice. But it shouldn't have collided in that way. I could understand Superman showing up and saying something like, the next time your signal appears in the sky, don't go to it. You're retired. Stay that way. Okay, we keep that part of the movie in. I'm 100% fine for that. And then if we move past that, we finish the rest of the Batman movie with him going back and Alfred being like, so what are we going to do here? And he's like, we're going to do what we've always done, Alfred. We're going to do the right thing. And whether he sees it or not, this is the right thing, and that's what we're going to do. Finish his movie, whatever storyline we're doing at that point, and let it get out that the Batman vigilante did not go into retirement. And Superman, at the end, as a follow-up scene to that, could very well be Clark Kent and could be looking at the paper, and Lois could say something like, he's still operating, Clark. And Superman sits back in his chair and says, I know. Hard thought, really thinking about it. Does he go after it? Does he push this issue? Because he already laid down the or else. Now, if he moves on that or else, it's going to get nasty. Then we use a couple of other movies to build that foundation where they have no choice in the Justice League movie but to work with one another, even though they're not exactly buddies. You build towards that movie. You don't just introduce Batman and go straight for Batman v Superman. But like I said, I keep watching him repurpose his favorite crap because he wants to tell his favorite part and he doesn't want to build to it. He just wants to do it right now. That scares me about something like Dragon Ball Z because this is a vast, vast mythology. And if you want to just jump right in, right at the Dragon Ball Z part, first off, I don't know how many people are going to understand that. And second, I don't know how you bend that universe to be told in like today, like a world, and try to make it real like they did with Dragon Ball Evolution, where they tried to tell this story that took place in like kind of the real world, but not, but like kind of, like it was bad. The only way you do that kind of a movie is to literally build the understanding that this universe is very different. And then go with it. And that's going to be a hard sell for the common moviegoer. And I don't think Zack can pull it off. And I think that if he tried, he would just try to adapt his favorite part. Maybe Goku versus Vegeta. And we're not there yet. Because Goku versus Vegeta doesn't actually hold the same weight if there hasn't already been Goku versus Piccolo. And Goku vs. Piccolo doesn't hold the same weight unless there's already been Goku trains with Roshi and meets, like the first movie. And I know we'd be fast-tracking it like crazy, but the first movie in a Dragon Ball Z-esque thing of films, for my money, would have to be Goku is discovered by Bulma, meets up with Roshi, starts training when he hears about this big Tenkaichi Budokai world thing. And then I realize we'd be kind of rushing it. We may need like a 3-hour movie to make this work. The end of it should be the Tenkaichi Budokai. And if we want, we can introduce some things there. But like, yeah. I would do the Tenkaichi Budokai and I would make it more of a martial arts fun romp movie where you meet Bulma and you kind of do the Dragon Ball thing and then some stuff happens and then you get to that part and you do all the fights. You do Krillin versus Goku and you do Master Roshi in disguise who actually beats his pupil to show him that there are steps past, that you haven't reached the top, you got to keep climbing. And then literally, I would end that. I would probably end it with, because of course we're in the age of having to do like after stories and whatnot to get people hooked. Maybe the after story is something like, so what do you call this again? And he's like, they call it a Dragon Ball, Red. And he's like, I see. Grants any wish? And he's like, that's right. And he's like, this could be it. This could be how the Red Ribbon Army takes control. Bam! We're done. The next movie is literally the Red Ribbon Army and all of those fights and those generals and the color guys, and you get the idea, like, General White and Red and things like that. So we go into all that and we do all that. You have to build these things. And if you're not going to do it through a series, then you have to do it through a series of films. Dragon Ball Z is too vast to just jump in, and I just can't help but feel like that's what he would do. I don't know. I'm not okay with this. I don't think this is a good idea. Maybe you know his work way better than I do. Maybe you literally have points that you could make where it does make sense, where it makes all the sense in the world that we give the thumbs up and let him do what he wants to do. But I feel like this is a bad idea. I do. Later.
I have spoken. Take what you will from it.